not that big of a deal. Possibly maybe not worth the amp points, you might think. Although I'm beginning to find that absorb shields are actually a lot more powerful than I used to think. Like that is 2,600 off the top of whatever is incoming. And the other one, the one that synergizes with that, is when your absorb shield is destroyed, gain a defense for 8 seconds, increase deflect chance by 4%. So you take those two amps together, and I think they're 4 points each, and you basically have 4% extra deflect for the course of the fight. Pretty cool. I replaced some very mediocre self-healing amps with those. I think they're a lot more mitigation. It's my intuition, what it feels like, but I haven't run the numbers. I definitely figured out that the only 3 NG-DPS tank or NG-DPS builds anyone should ever run, and the circumstances in which they should. Show them to Hulk. He'll be rolling with it from now on. Clockwork I'd already converted to my way of thinking on it. So that part of Tree Kicker's whole buff thing is signed and done. But it's kind of funny because you need 3 engineers to get it all. That never happens for us. Oh, never mind. You and I talked about that earlier today. This thing, you were saying maybe we could do it with 2.
Yeah.
But I still don't see how that would work reasonably. Must disagree with you on that one, Captain. Wish I had when I'm looking at things like that, planning things like that, whether it's for my own build, my own encounters, or thinking about raids. The only thing I wish is that I had more hard numbers and facts to back it up. But I'm not really too good at figuring out the best way to get that stuff. And parsing is just kind of not fun enough. Obviously that's the answer though, but it just sucks when, you know, your own personal inconsistencies with the rotation are introducing an amount of noise, and you really just can't tell if the effect that you're looking for is like significant, or if you just like fucked up or did really well that time. You can't. It's hard to tell. I guess you just have to do it like a bunch of times each way, right? Average it out.
Pretty much.
Sounds like not fun stuff. You know, that would probably be one particular instance where something along the lines of a auto hotkey rotation strip, and it wouldn't even have to be a good rotation strip as long as it's, you know, you come close, kinda, would probably be quite useful. But at least then there would be no human factor affecting your number. Not to mention you could kind of AFK while you parse instead of having to sit there and hit button.
Watching the stream at all?
Do what?
So are you watching this stream at all?
I'm not actually. I'll turn it on there real quick.
Well, big bomb again.
Usually Wildfire streams, I don't get much out of them. But this sounds kind of interesting, so.
It's not.
It's not. I bet it would be. What's that music? It's probably. Oh man, you're broadcasting my stupid like shit that I'm talking about to the world.
Yeah.
Awesome. You should really warn a brother about that, man.
Oh, I'm not gonna say
Be burned by that one.
I just turned
It
it
might
on
end
in
up
case
being
you wanted
fucking
to see
epic.
it.
I hear you. I think you should be recording it though. You could make a whole compilation. It could just be called, look what I can do. Look what I can do. I can one-man x-89. Have like a, 0.5 second clip of the loot dropping at the end or something. I can one-man STL. Oh, it's crazy. Might even be awesome if it's just you don't actually show how you do it. You just like show enough to prove that you did and let people wonder. You could be famous, dude. The fact that you're motivated enough to spend time doing stuff like this, you could find enough interesting things for people to watch and read about, probably. It would be wild stuff, right, with me. I'm not. I guess I'm not very creative on stuff because it often just does not occur to me. You can do some of these fights, you know, certain ways. And it's explained to me. I'm like, wow, that's really that's really like a good idea. If somebody had to do it that way. It sounds very logical, but I don't tend to come up with them on my own. The idea of trying this one-man x-89 has literally never entered my mind.
Mine either, so just...
Or even like two-manning FCL is something that I would have just assumed is like legit impossible, but turns out it's not. What was I thought Faber came back and shot this one.
Oh man, my HP's really low.
He said he disconnected. Standing still in front of Phage Mall, as fun as that is, again, would never have even entered my mind. It seems completely like ridiculous. I had no idea you could do that.
That makes the most sense to me.
I just always assumed that the damage output was so high that it was could not ever be feasible, but it shows what happens when you assume. Like, not much, man. What's up with you, Faber?
Oh, hey, Cap, I have a question about system damage. How many interrupt armors does it have?
The Daemons,
none.
they have none.
Yeah, they just need one interrupt.
So we only need one interrupt?
Yep.
Oh.
My name is Captain Planet, and I'm answering your question.
Downstairs, they have like 3 though, so you need more for if you're downstairs.
In 40-man, they had interrupt armor on them, but we took it off when they went to 20-man.
Hey, what is the cast that I have to interrupt?
Upstairs?
Power Surge. I do believe it's the only interruptible cast that they cast, but it's called Power Surge.
Cause I always click it. I click the make it focus, and then check if it's casting something.